cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane.
What an outstanding competition.
From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky.
Look at that.
Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to
A
the
hard
show.
running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show. That's perfect.
And here we go.
Hello, Houston. I know you're out there. Wherever you are, come and join us. I'm Bob Tallman, along with Boyd Polhamus and Andy Seiler. Going into semifinals number one, you have three opportunities. Either make it or try it again later or see ya.
Yeah. So look, folks, it's playoff rodeo, okay? And this it excites me. But when you're watching a playoff football game or a baseball game, you're going to ask yourself, who's been there and done that before? And for me, it's Leighton Berry in the bareback riding. He has won the last two Rodeo Houstons consecutively. And if he wants to win 3 in a row, that all starts tonight. He's got to be one of the top 4 Cowboys. Here he is earlier with an 83.5-point ride. That's a nice ride, but 83.5 might be 5th and not 4th. The scores are going to get a little higher. The horses are a little tougher. And so I'm going to keep my eyes on Leighton to see if he makes that next step to his 3rd Houston title.
Okay, I see your experience, but I also know there's a young man in the steer wrestling who has surrounded himself with some great people, and I'm talking about Cash Robb. Okay, Cash Robb came out of his Super Series, and this is the champion of the National Finals Rodeo. He's been traveling with a great group of guys. We asked him, how cool is it that all 4 of you are in the semifinals?
Yeah, all 4 of our traveling partners are here, so we're here to hopefully take all the money, and whoever wins the most at the end of the week gets to go buy a good old steak dinner for everyone.
And he travels with Stetson Jorgensen, Tyler Wagisback, and Kyle Irwin. So it is very real that those guys could win a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a good group to be traveling with and hanging around. Hey, we've got another member of our team that we love to hang around with as well. Let's go down to the arena floor and meet Janie Johnson. Hi, Janie.
Hi, Boyd. I'm over here set up behind the bucking chutes, but across the arena is the star stage where Old Dominion will be playing in just a couple of hours after the rodeo. But as for tonight's performance, I'm looking at Superman in boots. That's right, 8-time world champion Stetson Wright is out tonight in the bull riding. This is his comeback season. He made a great ride in his Super Series, but he was out for over a year due to injury. They thought Stetson would never ride again. Well, he is back and he's in full form. If you take a look at this ride, 85.5 points, it just shows me that he is his old self. He's riding as great as ever. He's off a huge win from San Antonio, and he's ready to come back here and get another win at Rodeo Houston.
Thank you for that, Jenny. First contest that has the dogfight in it, though, is going to be your tie-down roping, sponsored by Boot Bar. So we take a look at who left here a year ago, the final Sunday as the champion. It was Ty Harris of San Angelo, Texas. He actually initially tied with his younger brother, Joel, and they had to have a rope off, and he ended up winning the rope off. Look at the talent here. Past Rodeo Houston champion John Douch and Riley Webb, the 2-time and reigning world champion, both Rodeo Houston champs. Let's start it all with John.
Boyd talked about experience and someone who knows what it takes. John Douch is that man. Huntsville, Texas native. Won this rodeo 3 years ago, left here with 50 grand. It now pays 65,000 to win first. Hard running calf, again, the top 4 get out of the semifinals. If you're not in the top 4, you go to the wild card. Way to go, John. 9-2 sets the pace. Ooh, that makes me nervous though.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here. We always want to ask each other, right, Bob? Does 9-2 make it? And because we all love John Douch so much, we want to say yes. 9 and 2 will make it, but if it does, it'll be by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
It'll be in the 4th place position if he does. I agree with you. We want to see him make it. When you think about being 7 or 8, you've got to draw the right calf. John Douch just had a runner. Cash Hooper from Pampa, Texas, out in West Texas in the, I'd say, all kinds of great places to be, the Panhandle. This is the number 14 man in the world at the age of 21. Now, if I was one of these 4 guys that are going to make it, I'd think about beating that time every time.
I mean, you think about this. At 21, I was still trying to figure out how to graduate college. And this guy's trying to win Rodeo Houston.
Yeah. One of the questions you'll hear us ask a lot, what do they have to do to make the finals? Well, we don't know the answer to that until we get 4 times or scores on the board. And the job of the guys that go early is to put pressure on the guys that go after them. If you're one of the last 2 to go, you got the luxury of knowing what you need to do.
3 swings and stuck him. Oh, did he hit the target? Get out of the tie if you can. Come on, Cash. And now we look back and say he broke the barrier. Would have been, could have been, but that plus 10. Look at that shot.
I like the, excuse me, Bobby. I always like to point out that it's not a judgment call. It's not somebody up there watching that camera and making the decision that the horse got out. You could tell by the way the barrier was tripped whether the horse ran through it or the calf tripped it. Now, up next is a 2-time and reigning world champion all-around cowboy. He has not won Rodeo Houston yet. We asked Shad Mayfield if he can do it this year, why?
This is my first time at Houston on my good horse, Lollipop. She's super great, and I'm confident on her, so hopefully we'll get a win here tonight and move to the finals.
Well, this is the one guy that barely made it out of his Super Series back at number 5, the last one that we just completed. And I remember when he made it, I was telling everybody the other 20 calf ropers that have advanced are a little nervous now.
It happened because of an 8-1 in the 3rd round. Calf is standing. The groundwork is somewhere where he can make up time, but he's got a calf that is draining, so he will reset with a big string. And at 14-8, Shad, the reigning all-around champ of the world, is probably going to head to the wild card.
Well, he just won Fort Worth for the 2nd time in a row. He started the season with a win in Odessa. He's the number 1 calf roper in the world, but he's headed to the wild card, and he's going to be dangerous over there on one head.
Somebody in the audience and sitting at home's going, Shad Mayfield's going to have to go to the wild card? Yes.
We don't know that for a fact, but we're pretty certain.
Oh, yeah. Well, we do have 3 times, but they're nothing to brag on except for John Douch's 9-2. Let's go to the man who is twice the world champion, reigning world champion as well, Riley Webb. He won him in 23-24. He sits number 5 in the world standings tonight. At 21 years old, he has been a phenomenon. Comes from the little town of Denton, Texas. He was 19 years old the first time he won this rodeo. Catapult, yes it did, sent him on to the NFR. Yeah! Now boys, it's going to get interesting with that 8-8.
You watch the work that this young man has put in. I mean, when he started roping, his parents said, hey, we'd love to help, but you got to do it all on your own. And his work ethic is paying dividends. At 8-8, Riley Webb goes into the driver's seat.
And then now we'll start doing some math. 6 guys to go. 4 of them would have to be faster than 8-8 in order to bump him out. So we can start doing the likelihood of whether he's going to a semifinal or to the finals or a wild card, and it looks pretty good. Now, if you're Seth Hall, you're right in here. You're the 5th guy at 10 to go. You know you just got to be faster than a 20.2 to get to the number 4. Just got to be faster than a 14.8 to get to number 3. But you know those 9.2s and those 8.8s aren't going away. This is a Buckaroo cowboy, turquoise circuit all around. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, currently number 9 in the world. He advanced out of Super Series number 4. 34-year-old cowboy, stand out at Odessa College. He comes a spanking right away. He knew he had drawn a runner. And when you draw a runner, You got to ask your horse to run a little harder. 20-2 is the bottom hole. He's even going to beat the 14-8. So at this juncture, if these other calves run this hard, Seth might have a long shot chance. 12-6.
You think about how far he had to travel to be 12-6. I mean, almost goes to the other end zone. It's kind of all he could do to try and get into the top 3 spots.
Okay, Buck Calhoun. We have a system within the PRCA, and it's called a permit system. This man won it at Waco, Texas. That's how he qualified to get here. Here, he's already won $4,000. He's a first-year competitor, already in the top 50 at the young age of 19 years old.
It's one of the things I think that is cool that Rodeo Houston has done is they've established 3 different qualifying rodeos. The Waller County Fair in Hempstead, the Fort Bend County Fair in Rosenberg, and the permit finals that take place in October in Waco. And they say if you win any one of those 3, we're going to give you one of the 40 positions at Houston. Now, not many permit finalists advance. Only 2 out of all of them that won. Only 2 have advanced to a semifinal, and Tyler Buck Calhoun is one of them.
And if Joe Beaver is bragging on you, he sees the talent inside of Mr. Calhoun. And right now, he needs to be quicker than 14-8. Comes out from behind the barrier line. Calves takes a step to the left. Friends, he is 19 years old. Let him know we can't wait to watch him in the wild card. Thank you.
Yeah, this calf is going to do a bad deal on him. Watch it right here. Watch him duck to the left. Just about the time the Cowboys horse was in the correct position, and that calf starts veering to the left, and he knows he's got to be faster than 14.8. Now, here's where things start getting safe for our number 1 guy, Riley Webb. He's sitting there at 8-8. If Marty Yates is longer than 8-8, Riley Webb is in. What Marty has to do is be faster than 14-8 to give himself a chance. He won the 8th round of the NFR with a 7.3, 10-time NFR qualifier. Got to get him up, clear him. Look out, here comes the Marty Yates. 2 wraps, half inch. Money in the bank. 9-9 now moves to 3rd. Seth Hall's 12-6 is holding the bottom line. Shad Mayfield's 14-8 is officially out. And Riley Webb, the reigning world champion, is officially in.
Well, if you're Logan Bird, you're thinking 12, maybe 10. 9 would be fine on this beautiful buckskin horse we call Peso. Folks, watch this horse. This bugger can run. He'll break. He'll run.
Do you buy a lot of lotto tickets?
No, I don't buy any.
All right, I want a guarantee. So if he's 9-1, it guarantees that he moves on. That's what I'm hoping for the Bird family.
Me too. You know, all of Nanton, Alberta, Canada is watching us on the Cowboy Channel right now. That's cowboy country, Nanton, Alberta.
Right south of Calgary. He won 7 major Canadian rodeos in 2024. Now he comes out to get it all.
Go for that 9-1. Oh, it's catch can. Well, he gets, if the rope is on the calf when he gets to him, he can flip him and go on, but because the calf got away, it's catch can is how they phrase it. So right now, it looks like John Douch and Riley Webb are guaranteed to advance.
Isn't that ironic? The 2 past Rodeo Houston champs are going to be back on another championship Sunday.
From 22 in John Douch, from 23 in Riley Webb. They're already in the finals on Sunday by virtue of their performances here. Marty Yates looks solid at 9-9. Seth Hall looks like he could be in trouble with a 12-6, but it's up to Zach Youngblood and Cole Clemens to change it. Here's Zach.
His fastest time so far has been 10-2, so he needs to be even quicker than that if he wants to take the sweat off his brow and know he gets another one on Sunday. Sorry?
To your point, Andy, on the last run, 9-8 or quicker, and he's safe.
Two-time NFR qualifier from Iowa, Louisiana. Good calf takes a step to the right. Gray horse puts him in a good spot.
9-8 or quicker.
Can do enough. Yes, he will. 8.8. He's not only tied at the top, we will see you on Sunday.
That makes a big difference in what you did to the rest of the field with that run. Splitting first and second, yeah, there's money involved in that.
So, Bobby, remember yesterday? One of the last guys to go in the tie-down roping who hadn't advanced until his run yesterday? Cole Clemens tied a calf yesterday in 7.9. To advance out of Super Series 5 to this semifinal, he's got to be 9.8 if he wants to bump Marty Yates.
We know that he's capable of doing faster than that at the age of 20. 9.9 to win the tie. He came from Fort Bend County at Rosenberg to qualify. This is qualifying now to try to be a guarantee. Get out of there. He's a second longer than he needed to be. That calf did not help him. That horse nearly pulled him out from underneath him.
You know, I know they try to put as even a pen of calves together as they can, but there were definitely some calves that ran a lot harder than the others in this particular semifinal. And if you drew a hard-running calf, your chances of advancing, and there it is, Marty, you hung in there, bud. You're moving on to Sunday, Stallion. We'll see you there. Shad, some tough luck for you, Cowboy. There's Marty getting ready to make the money. That's 2 8/8s. Do exactly what they need to do. Webb and Youngblood along with John Douch. There's Johnny D. Another Joe Beaver protege in Douch as the reigning all-around champion of the world, and the look at disgust from Logan Bird. And John was a little nervous at 9-2, but it worked, John. We were nervous for you. We'll see these gentlemen in the finals on Sunday. Wiley Webb, Zach Youngblood, John Douch, and Marty Yates. Boot Barn brought you the tie-down roping.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top athletes in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. At the end of the 3 rounds, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 athletes in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our 2 wildcard competitions. The winner from each wildcard will advance to the championship. They join the others for a shot at the $65,000 with a total purse of over $2.5 million. That's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
And we're going to do it again, but with bucking horses in the bareback riding. Coming up, coming up.
Hey folks, if you're 21 or older, pledge to rodeo responsibly as a Miller Lite designated driver. Scan the QR code and receive a complimentary fountain drink or bottle of water. Responsibility has its rewards. Always plan for a safe ride home.
Thank you to Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring our hardworking arena crew. These guys and gals are everywhere. They're down in the dirt, on the chutes, making all of it work behind the scenes. Thanks again to Cavender's Boot City.
All right, pay attention to this. It's all about captions. Captions are available on your mobile device at RodeoHouston.com/captions. Folks, we're going to make it easy for you. Just point your camera to the QR code on the center screens. It will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app.
Look up to the video screens. The Carnival Cruise Line is bringing out the Wild West in you. You look good with a mustache there, partner. There you go. Oh, hello, howdy. having all kinds of fun. Oh, sunglasses at night. I love it.
There's a look outside NRG Stadium on a partly cloudy Wednesday evening in the Bayou City inside. Playoff rodeo continues. Semifinals won in the bareback bronc riding. Yippee-ki-yay, boys, this is going to be good to watch. Chevron brings you the bareback bronc riding. I talk about this guy in the open, Leighton Berry. Winning this rodeo once is a dream. Winning it back-to-back is dominance. Winning it 3 times, that'll make you special. But it won't be easy to get out of here the top 4, not with names like Timmerman, Miller, who's #1 in the world, Jaco Roper, NFR qualifier, Oren Larson, also NFR qualifier and a veteran. Let's get things started with the 20-year-old kid.
First to pack his hand in the rigging, 2-time college national finals champ, Weston Timmerman. Last year, the winner in Canby, Oregon, and Pinoka, Alberta, Canada. He won Super Series number 4 for $5,500. Got a national finals bucking horse from the Serbies called On Your Own. Kate Saunier's already been 85 on this horse here. See what the youngster can do. Holds his feet above the horse's shoulders. That's called the mark out. From there, the spurring begins. Montana Man has us off to a good start, Bobby T.
Well, when you're 20 years old, you just go insane when they open the gate. Let it all rip. You got nothing to lose. And this horse got a little skid and a scoot right in the middle of it. Right here, he's up. Let's see him hold his feet and go right back at it. They liked it, guys. The bar will get her set at 83 points.
That's kind of like John Douch's 9-2. You're hopeful for it, but you're also nervous about it. Especially when you got a guy like this, Waylon Bourgeois, who's riding as good as he is. He is #7 in the world. He was 85 and won the 154th Silver Spurs Rodeo in Kissimmee, Florida last month. Yeah, we're 93 years old. They're 154. He was a fullback in high school for Notre Dame High at Crowley, Louisiana. Dream machine. Why? You could be 86 on this horse a bunch. Ask Kyle Bloomquist. Ask R.C. Landingham. This little brown and white paint is a former NFR bucking horse. So let's take a look how Weston got here, shall we? Or Waylon, excuse me. Yeah, so back in round number 3 of Super Series 1, this is on a horse called Stomper. That was good for 87-point ride on the horse called Stomper. 87, I think, would advance you. I wouldn't even doubt that. As I said earlier, a little nervous about 83.
Relax, baby.
And we're moving up to Chad Rutherford, Mr. Bob.
All right, Chad, let's do this. Hillsboro, not too far from here. The Midnight Snack. Now, Mason Toller rode this horse the other day in Super Series 4, but he missed him out. But this is a bucking horse. Chad Rutherford, number 27, like to jump up 20 spots. Win this rodeo, you could be in the 7th place. We've seen him in Las Vegas. The Midnight Snack. He's been 84, 84 and a half. Belton, Los Fresnos. The guy's a gym rat, and you think about it, at the age of 33, he's in mighty good shape. Come on, click him, Chad. Attaboy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Reach it, guys. We got to be in the 80s if you're going to get out of here in the top 4.
Bob, those numbers you were mentioning would make me feel a little bit more comfortable about Chad's chances of getting out of semifinal number 1. Midnight Snack, a solid horse, kicks out each and every time. 81.5 is the verdict for the man from Hillsboro, Texas.
Now, one of the things you want to avoid is fighting a horse for too long inside the bucket chute. You zap them of some of their energy they're going to use when you get inside the arena. And you can't have an 80-point ride unless you have a 40-plus point horse. Half the score comes from the horse on a scale of 1 to 50. The other half from the cowboy. Here comes Waylon. Number 7 in the world. Dress him up, Cowboy. Dress him up. Beautiful ride by the Cajun. Oh, that's why so much money's won on that horse. That horse doesn't travel about 10 feet and then starts bucking in one spot, Andy.
Stays right there in front of the bucket chutes and allows you to show off your spur stroke. And Waylon has been getting some coaching from past Houston champ and past world champ Casey Field, and he is paying attention. We're tied in the number 2 spot, 81.5 for Bourgeois.
So as we go to Oren, we asked him, how important is the horse you drew?
The draw plays a pretty big factor in it in our dancing partners. So if we can get a good horse, which usually we can here, we can usually make a lot of money.
And Oren's got a horse they won a bunch of money on at the National Western. Cooper Heimberg was 87 in Denver on Pearl Harbor. So this millionaire, who's currently number 17 in the world, wants to add to that total. Make it trip number 10 to the National Finals Rodeo with Mr. Mustachio.
Here, Pearl Harbor. Yep. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I shouldn't have said that horse's name. Made him turn back.
Well, here's what we're going to get, no matter what the score is. We're going to now have 4 qualified rides, and we can start doing the math on who's going out and who's going to a wild card. Again, half from the horse, half from the Cowboy, and Oren Larson has just moved to the number 1 spot. Love it, 84.5. He took the most out of that draw. Now, you got to be more than 81.5. And if we end up with more than 3 or 4 from Waylon Bourgeois, we'll break the tiebreaker from his 8,500 in his Super Series.
All right, so you want 84s, guys? I'll get them for you, Boyd, right here with Jaco Roper. Why? Super Series number 4, Weston Timmerman was 84 on this horse. Kate Bruno in the bronc riding 85 plus at San Antonio. Jacob Roper. Let's do this with 1,100,001. Take a ride for 65,000 if you make it back on Sunday. There's about 4 major changes right there. This horse starts, goes, then goes. Wait a minute.
And this horse is long, too. Jaco has a great mark out as this horse leaps to the left. High and hard, the horse is kicking. Jaco is right there with him, 84.5, tied in the number 1 spot.
So now you've got to be more than 81.5. Bye-bye, Chad Rutherford. Breaks our heart to see that great veteran get knocked out of the finals, but he'll give it one more shot in the wild card. He'll have to be the last man standing there. That's Chad in the red. Now, we move up to Mason Clements. He's got to be more than 80. He's got to be 82 because he won't win the tiebreaker on money. 82 or more to advance for the 32-year-old 4-time NFR qualifier, the former standout at the College of Southern Idaho. Clements, I'll never forget the year he used the Cinch playoffs in the Governor's Cup in Sioux Falls that last weekend of the season to earn his 4th trip to the NFR. Is he more than 82? That's what you're asking, that's what we're asking, and only the judges can tell us. Yes, he is. He is 86.5, and Clements is going on, and Bourgeois is headed to the wild card.
So now Tanner knows it's going to take a little bit more, so we asked Mr. Oss, what's your game plan for tonight?
My pregame for the semis doesn't change at all. You know, it's a tough group of guys. You got to beat them in the Super Series, you got to beat them in the semis, and you hope you're there for the end.
Well, if he wants to be there at the end, he needs to be more than 83 on a horse called Apple Pie. Sage Allen was 86.5 on this horse at San Antonio, and 85 is the highest mark ride Tanner's had.
All you got to do is tie. Try to make it work, Tanner. When you think about it, Andy, on that comment, they marked that horse 43 points out of a possible 50. So the judges are high on him, and it's been in the recent last 15 days.
That was at San Antonio, Bob. Now, here today, this horse doesn't extend as much out the back end with his legs, but you can't fault Tanner's ride at all. However, he needed to be 83 to tie, and that would have knocked Timmerman to the wild card. Unfortunately, he's only 79. So with 3 left to go, we know Mason Clements has made it to the finals on Sunday.
Leighton Berry is looking to become a Rodeo Houston dynasty. The 2-time and defending Rodeo Houston champ came out of Super Series number 2 and needs to beat 83. There you see our top 4 with Mason Clements guaranteed. If he ties at 83, he wins the tiebreaker. The 4-time NFR qualifier has a horse from the Serbies named Bay Nation. Swoop to the right, a man who is comfortable inside this building, doing what he's done the last 24 months, Bobby T.
Well, Leighton Berry is probably in as good a shape as anybody could be. He's got kids to feed. He's riding as good or better than he ever has. And I think relaxed in mind, fire in your body, 82 and a half. He's a half point off.
1/2 a point. Instead of being in the top 4, he's going to the wild card, the defending champion of Houston. Shocker. Okay, now we know Orrin and Mason are in. Jaco Roper is on the bubble with Cole Reiner. Cole has won 2,500, so he's got to be 85. He can't tie at 84.5. Cole Reiner has got to be 85 if he wants to bump Jaco Roper and Western Timmerman gone.
Now, 2 of the guys, Orrin Larson and R.C. Landingham, have been 80, 81, 82, 83 points as recent as Super Series number 2. So the horse has had a good rest. You can't believe the conditions that they're going to keep these animals in. It's phenomenal. Take better care of them than the people sometimes.
At 83.5, he would move into the top 4. He just would be vulnerable with one more guy to go. If he wants to definitely qualify, he's got to be 85. Go ahead. Spur you a bucking horse. Bazinga!
There's something about this ride tonight that tells me Cole Reiner is a different man than he was a few days ago. In his Super Series, I don't know if it was the horses he drew, maybe the way he was feeling, but his best ride was 83.5. The power and the conviction he has in his spur stroke is stronger than it was. He needed an 85, he got an 85. Reiner is right where he wants to be.
It is proving to be one heck of a bucking horse ride, 86.5, 85, 84.5 tied at the bottom.
All right, let's go down to Janie. She's got the guy that's going to watch the #1 man in the world, Bradley Miller.
Yeah, we're on edge back here behind the bucking chutes. Jaco, looking at the score, watching these rides, what's going through your mind being on the bubble?
I'm really nervous. I'm about to pee my pants.
Warning shots, the horse, and Bradley Miller, the #1 man in the world, the Sam Houston State University grad. Here's what he has to do. He has to be 84.5 points. If he is less than 84.5, he does not advance. If he's 84.5 or more, Roper is out, Miller is in. What do the judges say on a playoff? 84.5. Roper, don't do what you said you're going to do. It's not fit for public.
I think
he got
it's
bumped.
Too late. It's all over, Jaco. You did it. Bradley, that was beautiful. There's the guy that's a 2-time champion. There's the guy just had an accident. There's the 9-time NFR qualifier, Orrin Larson. And look at Tanner reach on the paint. Big Orrin, you are in the money at the bottom, but you're safe. That's a bucking horse riding, folks. I hope you liked it, Bradley Miller. Put a smile on your face.
Here are the men that punched their ticket to Championship Sunday, and that is one of them. Mason Clements, Cole Reiner, Bradley Miller, and Orrin Larson will all be here for the weekend. Thank you to Chevron for bringing us the Bareback Riders.
There's more rodeo action awaiting as the playoffs continue. Team Ropers when we return.
Thank you, Houston Methodist, the official healthcare providers for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine. Thanks for caring for our rodeo athletes.
It's autograph time at the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. You can meet our Rodeo Houston athletes, bullfighters, Leon Coffee, rodeo royalty, and more at sections 103 and 124.
Look at Leon right down that street. Oh, I hope that's invisible ink.
I hope it wipes off.
Hey, folks, with the last 4 days of the rodeo, these are all really exciting playoff rodeos. Tomorrow's semifinals, the 2 wild cards, then the finals. If you can't get to the building, worry not, because you can watch us on Space City Home Network. You can watch us on the Cowboy Channel. You can even watch us on Telemundo. If you don't believe me, meet our Spanish announcers, Enrique y Luis. Hola.
Hola amigos, qué emoción aquí esta noche en semifinales. Les invitamos que descarguen su aplicación de Telemundo Texas para acompañarnos con toda la acción en español en Telemundo Texas.
La energía de Rodeo Houston se sube de intensidad y toda la emoción la puede escuchar en Telemundo Texas. Amigos, familia charra, familia vaqueros, bienvenidos a su casa donde toda la acción siempre está en Rodeo Houston. Simplemente lo mejor.
It is a beautiful night in the Lone Star State of Texas, the outside of NRG Stadium. But inside, our Team Ropers are trying to get out of semifinal number 1. As the duos come in, we say thank you to Corral Handcrafted Boots for bringing them to us. You go back a year ago, it was J.C. Yaquo and Buddy Hawkins who left with the biggest payday. This year, that payoff is even larger, and we have a field that is fertilized with all kinds of champions, NFR qualifiers, and past Houston champs.
Bobby, they're already in the box, but we talked about this in the tie-down roping. If you go early in a semifinal, your job is to go fast. You got to put pressure on the rest of the field.
Lightning Aguilera, number 5 in the world at the head end, and it's a miss. He went fast, but he went out fast.
So you saw in the tie-down roping, it's close the way this just a little bit off behind that right horn. But when you're 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, you get to see what you have to do, where the bar is set. You don't have that luxury. If you're former Rodeo Houston champions, Ren Richard and Jeremy Bueller, they know how this series works. That's how they got to this semifinal. They won this rodeo as a team in 2023. You got a 35-year-old header, a 37-year-old heeler, who was a world champion on the left of your screen, and a 6-time NFR qualifier on the right as both a tie-down roper and a team roper. Again, their job, with only being the second team to go, is put a little pressure on the rest of the field. Ren throws a rocket. Daly, Jeremy, oh, he hesitated. He thought about it on the corner and then didn't feel like he was where he needed to be. You know, 11-3, I've seen stranger things happen at this rodeo. I am not going to declare they're not going to advance.
Well, the other thing that happens here, too, is it's kind of like when your crazy uncle's driving the boat and you're on the inner tube at the lake. That steer gets a little bit of that whip effect, and if you're late, then you got to try to catch up.
I think that would be schadenfreude for me. If I could see you on the lake with your crazy uncle whipping you around in the boat, that would be schadenfreude, easily.
If my family's watching, they know it's Uncle Jim.
That's
Marcus
my job.
Terrio and Wyatt Cox, Lumberton, Mississippi, and Arroyo Grande, California, the winners of Super Series number 4. Their fastest run came in the final round with a 5-1. They would love to duplicate that effort But fellas, it seems to me that the pressure is turning our first three teams into a little bit of coal instead of diamonds.
But each time you get one of these three teams to have a bump, like the 11-3 for Richard, Jeremy Bueller, the 2-0 times, it starts making the bar a little easier to catch. And now you have to start thinking strategy if you're the fourth team to go and only 6 are going behind you. You know you got to finish in the top 4. Do you start playing it a little safer, Bob?
I think so, but when I was 19 years old, like both of these kids are, safer, Boyd, when you were roping meant cinch up. Watch Tyler trying at the head end, Dunning. Yo, the 19-year-old healer slipped the leg. They're fine. They're fine. Stranger things has happened in the team roping. Boyd said it.
That's what I'm saying. They're sitting first now with a 10-9 halfway through. So, like I said, I wasn't going to dismiss the 11-3. But now the pressure gets to be, can we even just make a smooth run? All right, but you're the reigning world champions, Andy. You're the reigning back-to-back world champs. What do?
I think that they're going to be quicker than 6 seconds flat. That's what I think Wade and Thorpe would like to do. 7-time NFR qualifier, heading 8 times on the heel side. As Boyd pointed out, 5 gold buckles between the two. They were 5 and 8 in round 3. You go back to Super Series number 3.
Look at Wesley Thorpe stare at his header.
He's going to be right when his header's right. Oh, come on, boys. Be clean, Wesley. Be clean. And they are. Boyd said in the 5s. He went with a 6-4. Now, the complexion of this kitty changes a bunch. 6-4, 10-9, 11-3. We've still got one open.
Yeah, so if just 2 more teams are longer than 6-4,
yes, sir,
then the reigning champs of the world will be going to our finals on Sunday. So Andy was saying they wanted to be under 6, and I agree with that, but they took what the steer gave them, made the best run they could, and at 6-4 they sit number 1. But look out, this team was pretty hot in their Super Series.
Tanner Tomlinson and Travis Graves were only 0.3 of a second off the arena record set by Matt Sherwood and Walt Woodard. And tonight they are 5 and 5, now going to the number 1 position. Way to go, gentlemen. Green ropes, hoping for a big payday.
And now all they have to worry about is just one more run being longer than 5-5, and they're in.
Well, the cattle look fairly even for the way they've started off running at them. Jake Smith and Douglas Rich. Here's a number 8 at the head end, number 7 at the heels. In the world standings, they could use a big win as he reaches. My Lord around the corner, Duck Dally over. 6 and 4, you're in the mix now. That puts them second.
Look how much rope they have. I mean, a long reach on the front side, and then 2 feet on the back. There's got to be close to 60 feet of rope stretched out for that 6 and 4.
So now 6 and 4 tied for second and third. 10 and 9 is on the cutting block. Here's one of those teams that qualified from the Waller County Fair in Hempstead. Coy Britton and Colton Britton. They'd have never got here without winning Hempstead at the Waller County Fair. If they can be faster than 10-9, they got a shot to go to the championship Sunday at Houston, Texas. 29-year-old header, 25-year-old healer, advanced out of Super Series 2. There's the horn catch. And they're going to get a leg, so it's going to be 11 seconds when they were gunning for under 10 and 9. 1/10 of a second too long for them to advance. They're going to the wild card. Best of luck there, boys.
So here's what we know. Tanner Tomlinson and Travis Graves are moving on. Wade and Thorpe moving on. It comes down to Coleman and Logan, Dawson and Dillon.
Well, Coleman Proctor, you've been in this position before. Many, many times with $1,600,000 behind you. 10-9 is what you got to be. You're in. That's going to tie for the 4th place position. Logan Medlin, New Mexico. Take a look left. Dip, Dally. He did it. just as called, 6 and 5. They took care of their business on that steer. That now puts them
vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable. They're 4th.
So if this last team to go, the Graham boys from Canada, if they got to be 6-4 because they would not win the money tiebreaker. So they got to be 6-4. Dawson's 25. He's number 10 in the world. Dylan's 24. He's number 8 in the world. Up in the Northwest, they own it. 6-4 or quicker if they want to go on. And it looks like they've done it as long as they're clean at the line. Way to show up. They're going to move to the number 2 spot. They're up to $6,000 in money earned. And the team ropers have spoken in semifinal number 1.
Winning ways continue for the Graham family. Their quickest start to a season yet here in 2025, and it's only getting better. Hard-running steers and long tosses on the head side. With a left-hand turn, the heeler has to come in and try and scoop up a pair. When they do it, they dally around the horn and smoke them to a stop. When it works out the way you want it, you smile. When it doesn't, you go to the wild card and try again. Tomlinson and Graves, Graham and Graham, Wade and Thorpe, along with Smith and Rich, will all advance. Thank you to Corral Handcrafted Boots for bringing us the team rope.
Coming up next, we're going to keep it classy. We're going to get our sparkle on in the saddle bronc riding.
Anyone who knows rodeo knows there's nothing more important than safety. That goes for our fans too. The Crown Royal Riders want everyone to make it home safely. As you enjoy Rodeo Houston, please make sure to always assign a designated driver. Crown Royal wants you to drink responsibly. Rain on, Houston.
Hey, I want you to check something out, folks. Check out the best seats in the house. The chute seats, there they are. Presented by Chenier. Those happy people are right behind the buck and chutes. Thank you, Chenier.
I would argue that there isn't a better vantage point. Well, this is a pretty good vantage point. Our arena crew, if you are inside the arena, courtesy of our friends at Cavender's Boot City, but if you're inside the arena, you probably have a job. Working the chutes, the gates, and all the equipment. Thank you again to our friends at Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring those hard-working folks. Well, hello to you, too. You guys look good out there in the audience. Oh yes, you are on camera. Somebody's been to the carnival. Yep, my kids went there, too.
Welcome back to Rodeo Houston. If you're going to be with us this weekend, don't miss the spectacular drone show. Every Saturday and Sunday night at 8 p.m. This is, of course, our final Saturday and Sunday, so if you haven't seen it yet, you got to come out here this weekend. It happens at 8 p.m. We're lighting up the sky over NRG Arena thanks to ExxonMobil.
Hey, hey, get ready for the saddle bronc riding. Brought to you by Energy Transfer. We have been watching this Australian for the last 2 years real close, but Damian Brennan is the man from West Texas College. With the scores that he's been putting in, he's a threat. Zeke Thurston, many-time champion of the world. Brody Wells, there's another Canadian. The Wrights are here. There's about 8 world buckles, maybe 9, in this pen of guys tonight.
It would be easy to argue that some of the biggest threats are in semifinal 1, including 4-time world champ Zeke Thurston. Hard drive, the paint horse that they've already been 85 on here at Rodeo Houston a year ago. What a great horse from the Bailey string.
And this year in Super Series 4, Brody Wells was 84 on this horse. You knew Zeke was going to dress him up. It's been 10 years since he won Rodeo Houston, and he is itching to win it again. 83.5 for Zeke, and that's where we start in the bronc ride. Speaking of Brody Wells, the guy that had that horse in Super Series 4, he's got a rematch. He had this horse in Wildwood, Alberta, Canada last June and was 89 points. This is the number 11 man in the world, 23-year-old Brody Wells from Powell, Wyoming, getting on an 11-year-old mare from the Calgary Stampede string called Business Girl. Cash Wilson was 87 at the finals in Fort Worth. Trying to get that flaxen mane horse to stand correctly. It wouldn't shock me if all these cowboys were in the 80s. And again, a rematch from last June where he scored 89 on this horse in Wildwood, Alberta. At the Tucson short round, he was 89.5. Stout mark out. Whoa! Get in the air.
That's what you wanted, Boyd. Action, action, action. Big jumps, good kicks. Keep your feet every jump. Toes turned out. Just a few of the prerequisites of riding one like this for Brody Wells. Now remember, he's going after an 83.5 a moment ago for Zeke Thurston. That horse got close to the wall, never slowed down. He's right behind him. 83 points.
That camera angle there shows you they're called the action seats for a reason. From Wyoming, we take you back to Alberta with Colby Wanchuk. Number 30 in the world, a 3-time NFR qualifier who took $4,000 out of Super Series number 3. He posted an 86.5 in round 2 of that Super Series. Has a horse called Vintage Villain. Had some nice scores on this horse, but we need something a little north of nice. We need something excellent, and Colby's trying to give it to us. Now I think we're headed in the right direction. Strong mark out for the Canuck. When you look back, Boyd, he's showing us that he wants to move on.
Yeah, he's aggressive, no doubt about it. And the judges are going to reward him for it. How about 86.5 for Colby Wanchuk, Sherwood Park, Alberta. So all the brothers are here tonight except Rusty. We got Stetson, Statler, and Ryder. Statler's up first, number 4 in the world. He was 91 at Colorado versus the World in Denver. He was 88 in the long round at Tucson. NFR bucket horse called Yesterday's Delivery. He could ask his older brother Ryder about this horse. Ryder had this horse at the NFR in 2023. So we're looking like you're going to have to be in the mid to upper 80s to move on. With an 86.5, an 83.5, and an 83. The southpaw, it's in a big rear. What a great job to hold his feet. Big rear out of there, and that's how you hold your feet on a mark out. Oh my, did that horse start strong?
Oh, not only strong, but then followed it up, immediately hitting the ground, taking the next jump. Get ready right there, and he was ready. When you're a right, you've got to try a little bit harder. They've been 88 on this horse at Fort Worth. Guess what, Houston? 88.5 points. Woo! Stadler right. Now we got a new bar.
You can see his bull riding brother shouting behind the bucket chute, cheering him on. So now the price of rent has gone up. You have to be more than 83 if you want a shot at advancing, Logan Cook. Alto, Texas, for last year's winner at the Cheyenne Frontier Days and the Red Bluff Roundup. He's had this horse before called Found Me. He was not 83, but so far this matchup seems to be a little stronger. Great ride by Logan. This is going to be close.
Yeah, he had that horse way back in Super Series 1, like 15, 16 days ago. He got on this horse and he wasn't above 83. He's got a chance right now by the way he spurred that one. Found me and Logan Cook. Look at this, 83.5. He's in the top 4, but that is currently the bottom hole.
And in that same bottom hole, he's tied with the 4-time champion of the world, Zeke Thurston. We did it to Shad Mayfield in the tie-down rope, and he's going to the wild card. Zeke is thinking, am I going to go? Let's go to Montana for Jesse Cruz. I swear this man has found the fountain of youth. 16th in the world standing with the 38. Now they were, well, Ryder Wright was 86 on this horse at Nampa. Ira Dickinson was bucked off this horse in Super Series 4. So there's a high and there's a low. Pull your butt down in that saddle, Montana Circuit champion. Make this work, world champion.
And it's unpredictable when you're trying to drink apple pie moonshine, right? That is the name of the horse.
Yeah, you don't want to call your wife and say, apple pie bucked me off. She'd be watching anyway. Jesse Cruz. Montana up there watching anybody tonight. It's a beautiful day in Houston, Texas, and here's your bronc riding world champion. Yeah. Oh, boy, fly those feet, Jet. Long, strided bucking horse, but he's kicking, boy.
Yeah, that horse covers a little ground. And usually the judges aren't as friendly on those when that happens. And that's the case here. It's no fault of Jesse's. He's staying in rhythm with his toes turned out. He's doing his job. Just that horse traveled a little bit, and so he's going to be in at 77. So 84.5 would get you in. So let's turn to the reigning champ of the world, Ryder Wright, and look at what he did back at Super Series 5, round 1. 84.5 points on a horse called Firehouse. So the champ of the world, with his brother in the background, Stetson cheering him on, has a chance to do it again on a good, solid horse. Wild Valley Zeke Thurston was 87 points on this horse in Fort Worth. So now you see the whole Wright family. Statler on the back of the chute, Stetson on the front, Ryder in the middle.
Trying to join his younger brother on Wild Valley. Wow. What a bucking horse and what a ride. His brother told him when the gate opened to gas it, and that was nothing but throttle from the 3-time world champ.
Yes, it was, and he had to be a cowboy, Bobby T, to survive this wicked right turn.
Well, this horse has got about 4 of them in him. Whoa, and then the horse kicks in the middle of it, comes back to the left again.
The brothers are celebrating 85 points. And Ryder moves to the number 3 spot. Okay, so now with 3 left to go, we know for a fact that Statler Wright is in. The youngest of the 3 brothers here is definitely moving on to the finals. With 3 left to go, his 88.5 is safe.
But this is the number 1 man in the world, Cade Bruno of Chalice, Idaho. This year's winner in Fort Worth would need to match his best ride this year at Houston. He was 85.5 in round 3 of Super Series 4. Doughboy is the horse. They use this horse in the Barebacks and Saddle Broncs. They've been as high as 87.5 in the Barebacks ride.
And you know who's nervous right now? The 4-time champ of the world, Zeke Thurston, because he's on the bubble. That's a future Hall of Famer right there. That's Zeke. He's got to watch 3 guys and hope none of them are more than 83.5. And he's starting with the number 1 man in the world, as Andy referenced.
Cade Bruno trying to get this horse to look to the right. Take him where he is. Down the wall we go. Reaching. There's the way you set your feet. Now he's lifting that rein out in front of him. He wanted that horse to buck, Andy.
He did, and it took just a couple of jumps to try and get those feet moving. But at the very end of this ride, he finishes strong but 79.5 has the #1 man in the world on to the wild card.
And we're going to a rematch. This man has had this horse before, and he was 86.5 the last time he got on this horse in West Jordan, Utah. This is Chase Brooks. Now, Zeke Thurston, the guy that's on the bubble, had this horse in Super Series 2 and was 84 points. That's exactly what Chase Brooks has to do on this horse. Match Zeke's score in order to send Zeke to the wild card. 30-year-old cowboy, 6 times in the NFR, was just 85.5 points in Arcadia, Florida a week ago.
He's been the champion in Cody, Wyoming, with Hugh Boyd, Missoula, Montana, and many others. Go get you a big score right here, Chase. Lift, Montana. That's a nice bucking horse. No dirty tricks whatsoever. Circles right back into the pickup man, Zeke. Zeke is looking. Mash your feet to the front end is what you want to do.
His toes turned out each and every time he spurs, and the rematch pays off. 84.5 for Brooks, and now Zeke Thurston is on to the wild card.
We just bumped him to a wild card. He'll have to fight his way in the championship Sunday. But now if you're Reagan Smith, you come in here with 4,001. Chase Brooks had about 1,500. So you just got to be 84.5. That's it. Reagan Smith has to be 84.5 on target practice.
What a start, but he loses the stirrup. Oh, show this horse wheel and rear all in one jump. Reagan, there's going to be more days. You got one more shot. Oh, yeah, right there. After the mark-out rule, he just kicked his foot loose. No score for a lost stirrup.
A great field of bronc riders in our first semifinals as they grab that bronc rein and hold their feet for the first jump out. Both the right boys did the right things to move on to Sunday. As the gray horse kicks out the back, the Utah men are part of the party for Sunday, and they cheer on their brethren, wanting the biggest checks of all. As the 4-time world champ goes to the wild card, young Statler smiles. Jesse, another one that will have to try and do it again. And Zeke, he's just cheering them on. Brooks will get another shot at it.
It's going to be a Wright family reunion in the bronc riding on Sunday. Youngest brother Statler leads the way. Colby Wanchuk and Chase Brooks join Ryder as Energy Transfer was proud to bring you the bronc ride.
Don't go anywhere. Steer wrestling, it's coming up next here in Houston.
It's time to do your texting. Text to win. It's time for the entertainer trivia part of our show. Folks, answer the question on the screen correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2026 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Visit the Fan Zone. Presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we have 2 locations to serve you. They are in sections 103 and 124. You can meet our rodeo royalty, so many of our athletes up there as well. You can also get a good look at our champion saddles awarded here at Rodeo Houston.
Hey, Leon Coffee, where'd you get that hat? Oh, they got mustaches. That's better, Leon. There you go. Ladies wearing mustaches. I want to say thank you to Carnival Cruise Line for the use of the cowboy cam. There you go. Take a tap to it. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Carnival Cruise Line. Oh, your glasses look great.
Rodeo Houston has got to be on your bucket list of rodeos to attend. And once you get here, on your bucket list needs to be the carnival and the steer wrestlers. The big boys battle the bovine in the steer wrestling. And all of this action is being brought to you by Mattress Firm. That's the man, two-time and defending Rodeo Houston champion Dakota Eldridge. Trying to make it 3 Rodeo Houston wins in a decade. And Shuckburg has been hot. Erickson's a world champ and a Rodeo Houston champ. J.D. Struxness is the reigning world champion. And Cash Rob is big, and Tucker Allen is talented.
Boyd is spot on. Ryan Shuckburg has been hot. 4-7 and over $6,000 back in his Super Series. And he's going to do it again. 5 flat. A great number for our steer wrestlers. And depending on which steer you draw and how you get out, 5 flat has some promise to it.
I agree with you, Andy. The luck of the draw makes all of the difference. I don't care if it's the first berth, semifinals, or the wild card or the final berth. You've got to draw a steer that fits you, your horse, your hazer, and then get to him and get him done quicker than anybody else. This Aussie, Travis Monroe, is from Townsville, Queensland, Australia. Prairie Circuit champion while he's been here. 4.9, go ahead, big 4. No, big T. What you see and what you get are 2 different things.
I think George Strait has a song that says, I'd like to have that one back. The steer's cutting his horse off, so the hazer's away to the right. By the time he goes to leap, there's no steer there to grab. And he rolls like a putt out of a sand trap. No score for the Aussie. Ooh, ay, ay, ay. So, we call this the big man's event, and they don't get any bigger than Chance Howard. What did John Wade say in the movie The Cowboys? I see how you are with the little men. How are you when they come a little bigger? Chance Howard comes a little bigger. 6'6", 225. Had a great Super Series. Yeah. Won 3,250. Howard, tried to go out without the nose. And now all the wrestling starts over. And finally gets it in 12.1, but I think that big Okie, yeah, he pretty much knows it's wild card or bust for him. 12-1.
Speaking of wanting to have one back, I think Chance probably feels the same way. Let's get right, all right?
All right.
Kyle Irwin lives in Westville, Florida now, up in the Panhandle.
Yes.
But was born and raised in Robertsdale, Alabama, just outside of Mobile. The Auburn fan. Even though he's been called the Alabama Slammer, he's an Auburn fan. He was close to the barrier line. I know, I'm excited too, but I believe he broke the barrier, and he did. 14 flat for leaving just a little too early. There's a great shot of it. His horse crosses that line before the steer breaks the barrier rope away, so 14 flat total for Kyle.
Let's go to the 2022 Rodeo Houston champion. This will be Ty Erickson, world champion Ty Erickson. 6'5", 240. They'd still like to have him back at MSU. The Bobcats could use him on a football team. Old Bozeman. He is a circuit champion. He's nearly at $2 million. For what he's got won, what could he win at Houston? He could be close at the end of the year to $2 million and rolls him over. That could have been quicker. Rolls him over. Still going to go 4-6, boys. There's your lead.
Well, that's halfway through the run, right? That's number 5 out of 10. The 4-6 looks really good. I bet Ty Erickson's going to move on. If you've been in the 4s before, chances are you might be able to do it again. Andy, I know you're high on this Cash Rob.
Cash is my buddy. If you go back to Super Series 3 where he was 4-7 in the second round, this young man, his first time qualifier to the national finals. Great group of traveling partners and a good steer. 5 flat. He is tied for number 2, and he is got to wait it out now, gentlemen.
Yeah, because Schuckberg would break the tie at 5 flat. Schuckberg has won more money coming into this semifinal, and that's money won is our first tiebreaker. So Cash is looking good. He's sitting third. Chance Howard at 12-1. We had our doubts about that all the way. Bobby T, we're about to watch a former Minnesota football player and wrestler and the reigning world champion back in the box.
He's also number 11 in the world, J.D. Struckness. Oh, boys. Reached and come with that left hook. But did he get out?
Broke it.
No. Would have been 4-1. Should have been.
I want to re-emphasize that it's not a judgment call. The mechanism itself will tell you whether the horse broke the barrier or whether the steer tripped it. 2 little bitty strings that hold the contraption together, and which one of those little bitty strings breaks is the one that matters the most. Now, you've heard me and Bob, 6'6", 225, Chance Howard, right? 6'5", 240, Ty Erickson. Now here comes the stunt man. Number 8 in the world, the 5'10", 180-pound Tucker Allen. Lives in Ventura, California, coming off his first trip to the National Finals Rodeo. He won $92,000 in 10 days. Riding Justin Schaefer's gray horse. Here we go. Allen's got to be 12-1 or faster. Oh, he's got to get him up. That doesn't count. Got to get him up and throw him. And so for now, he sneaks in with an 8-9, but that leaves the door wide open for the last 2 guys to go. We know Schuckberg and Erickson are in. So Ty's got a shot to win the title a second time. Schuckberg of Innisfail, Alberta, Canada will be in on Sunday. The question is, will Stephen Culling or Gavin Swallow change who's moving on?
You mentioned Stephen Culling. We asked him, what's one of your favorite Rodeo Houston memories?
Some of my best memories at Houston is the first time I was here, I won the cooler, and then the second time I came, it was when they switched to guitars, and I won one of the guitars, so I got lots of Houston trinkets at home.
He's got all the goodies. Well, he can get some more and get one step closer to the biggest check of all if he can be quicker than 5 flat. 4-9 guarantees that he moves on, take all the tiebreakers out of it. In his Super Series, he was 4-4 in the third go just to be able to advance. Good steer, good start. How about 4.6? He's tied at the top, and he is moving on.
That's exactly what you asked for, Andy, just to get in, but he's going to put a little extra pressure on him. That dumps your buddy Cash Robb and Ryan Schuckberg in the 2 bottom holes. Let's see what the tiebreaker is.
So here's the deal. Gavin has to be 4-9 because he doesn't have the winning money to break the tiebreaker. So if he comes in and ties with Schuckberg and Robb at 5 flat, he's not going to advance. He's got to be 4-9 for the 25-year-old champion of the National Western. Bucky, Louisiana's Gavin Swallow. I'm nervous about that barrier, though. Did he get out? He didn't. He didn't. He broke the barrier. Folks, when you get one caught that quick, you're pretty certain. Here's another look at the barrier. It's on the steer. Now the horse is running through it. He didn't break it bad. He just stretched it a little too far.
All kinds of highlights for the steer wrestlers. From the eyes of the steer, the stunt man reaching as far as he can. The man built like a 55-gallon drum, Cash Robb, collecting another check. The long reach from the Aussie. Chance Howard now headed to the wild card. And the effort to bring that steer around for the man from British Columbia. Don't worry, Kyle, we're going to get you another one. So will JD. But world champion Ty Erickson will be one of the 4 advancing, joining Stephen Culling, Ryan Schuckberg, and Cash Robb. Thank you to Mattress Firm, They sponsor the steer wrestlers.
Okay, folks, if you like horse races, get your money out and bet on the ladies. Barrel racing when we come back.
The fun doesn't stop after tonight's concert. Get your adrenaline rush or play some games at the carnival presented by First Community. Taste award-winning wines from around the world at Champion Wine Garden presented by Frost. If you're 21 and over, enjoy dancing and live music at the Hideout every night from 6 p.m. until midnight. Looking for a casual or fine dining experience? The Ranch Saloon and Steakhouse has got you covered. Enjoy some live music and grab an ice-cold beer at the Miller Lite Ice House. Unwind with a drink as you enjoy a live DJ at the Topo Chico Hard Seltzers Oasis. So stick around, there's plenty to do and something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Oh, there you go. Hey, folks, it's time for the entertainer trivia. Answer the question on the screen correctly. We asked the question about Old Dominion played here in 2017. What was the band they opened for?
And the correct answers are on your screen. If you chose Kenny Chesney, you're right. And so you've got a chance to win season tickets to the 2026 rodeo. We'll announce it on March 23rd.
What a great crowd tonight at Rodeo Houston. We're getting set for our barrel race, and I'm looking at Lisa Lockhart. She has ran the fastest time of the entire barrel race so far with a 14:35. 18 times the national finals rodeo. She has won more money in professional rodeo than any barrel racer in history, and it's because of runs like this on her awesome mare, Rose's Cantina. But it's going to be a fast night. We have an incredible list of barrel racers getting ready. Lisa Lockhart's the one I'm paying attention to, but the list could go on and on. Summer Cosell is going to be coming up. Sadie Troyer, who was a last-minute replacement, is going to be in this set. And our reigning champion here at Rodeo Houston, Leslie Smalago, is back on Gus. It's going to be a horse race.
And that horse race called barrel racing is being brought to you by S&B Engineers and Constructors. And last year when we left here on Sunday, Leslie Smalago left here with all the cookies in the cookie jar. But look out, the number one lady in the world, Megan McLeod-Sprague, is going to start things. Two-time world champ, or Rodeo Houston champ Jordan Briggs is in this run, as well as Miss Leslie, so should be good watching. Let's start with Megan McLeod-Sprague. Her husband, Buck, is a chiropractor for horses. Her son, Smoke, is a show, and so is this horse, Jagger. Into corner number one. She just won San Antonio. She's the number one ranked barrel racer in the world, and she had a 14:54 back in her Super Series. Whip and ride, Megs, whip and ride, 14:83.
Solid start with a 14-8. But with this field as deep as it is, I'm sure she'll be watching the final 9 to see whether or not she gets out. Here's Sissy Wynn, Texas A&M grad. Will knock over barrel number 1. That'll cost her 5. And she will now move on to the wild card.
You'll notice once they knock the barrel, they always take their foot off the gas. There's no sense in asking their horse to give everything when they're already headed to the wild card. So she comes in a little close, front right quarter of the horse. Got it.
We're getting set for Sadie Troyer here. She was a last-minute replacement to get to run at her first ever Rodeo Houston. She's only 24 years old. This horse she calls Princess. They won a college national title together, and making it back to the semifinals at your first ever Rodeo Houston, that is such an accomplishment. Mercedes said that the angle and the visual on this first barrel is an extremely difficult thing in the setup, and she runs her horse to the left. And a very similar thing that just happened to Sissy Wynn just happened to Sadie Troyer going around that first barrel. It is a blind one. You have to have full speed, and sometimes these horses, by the time we get to semifinals, they start to anticipate that first. Horse just cut in a little bit early, shouldered that barrel, and there goes +5. You can see it right here. That shoulder just barely tipped that first barrel.
All right. 2062, that included the penalty. When you have been twice a champion here, world champion, when you're a second generation world champion, you know what you and your horse Rolo have to do. Yeah. Beautiful, stepped up out of that stirrup, helped the horse keep his motion. This is Jordan Briggs, Toller, Texas. Wow, guys, 14 and 65.
With a time like that, now, in my opinion, the fight is truly on. Ulrich, South Dakota, and by earnings, she is one of the winningest cowgirls of all time with $3.7 million. Lisa Lockhart, the champ at Pendleton, the NFR champion and the winner of Super Series #1, only a grand shy of a sweep, where she was 14.35. Come on, Lisa. One more turn on the buckskin now. Turn the throttle up. She stops it at a 15 1/4, 15.25 for Lisa.
Looked like that first barrel, she ran by it just a hair. I'm such a huge fan of that lady as a trainer, a mother, and a barrel racer.
Well, our two-time Rodeo Houston champion Jordan Briggs came in here, made that textbook run that her and Rolo make each and every time they go up an alleyway. Beautiful barrels, all three of them. But Megan McLeod-Sprague was right behind her, about 2/10. And you can see right here, we had a little bit of a different angle on that first barrel. They start to catch up about even-headed into that second. These horses have very different running styles, actually, and you can kind of tell on this ghost camera when they wrap that second barrel, just slightly different angles coming around it. Jordan starts to get a lead going into that third barrel, and still head-to-head. That just goes to show how much of a difference it can make in these straights when these horses are just a little faster. Very different angles running home. Jordan's on the outside, Megan on the inside right there. 2/10 difference. You can see it on the ghost cam. Jordan Briggs, #1 on top. But we still have Summer Cosell coming up, and I asked her what her game plan with Apollo is going to be coming up.
If I just ride him like I'm supposed to, Apollo is just literally God made him different. Like, he's so amazing and responsive, but yet so fast. And so if I just do my job and stay out of the way and trust that God and him got it worked out, we're good to go.
Yeah, Summer's horse Apollo has the coolest turning style around the barrels, you'll notice whenever they come up here. But Leslie Smoligo is still left to go, our reigning champion. This is going to be their 4th run in a row because she was in this last Super Series. She's excited to see how Gus is going to handle it. It's still going to get faster, guys.
Well, and I'll just never forget. I'll never forget Summer's splits when she won the guitar. Yeah, when she won the guitar, she did the splits, and it was cool. All right, let's go to Abby Phillips, Marshall, Texas, a nursing major. She also runs a boutique with her sister, 2 blondes boutique. Abby Phillips went to the finals last year for the first time. Oh, she's pretty in pink. Marshall, Texas, 15:02, and that is going to put her third and puts Lisa Lockhart on the chopping block at 15:25.
As we get ready for Andrea Busby here, she just needs to be faster than that 15:25, and that is definitely possible for her and Derby. This horse loves the setup here at Rodeo Houston. Andrea Busby, she just won the average at the NFR. This is a different horse than the one she ran in the Thomas and Mack. They go around that first barrel. She's making a businesswoman run right here. Maybe a step by that second could cost her a little time. We're gonna make up for it right there. Snappy third barrel, step off of it. Let's see where the clock stops. 15:24. Guys, she did exactly what she needed to do to move into that top 4, but I don't know if it's gonna hold out with the 3 barrel racers that we have left. That step off that third barrel cost them.
By 1/100th of a second, Bobby T, she moves to the cut line.
Here comes a guitar-winning Summer Cosell, Badland champion from Glenham, South Dakota. NFR qualifier, look at there. You can tell by the fire in this lady's eyes and her smile. She's here for serious business, but have a little fun going back. Oh, yeah, she didn't even carry a whip. 1476.
And she's in.
Yes.
She and Jordan Briggs are in. Megan McLeod-Sprague and Abby Phillips are the last two in third and fourth place spot. And here comes the defending champion of Rodeo Houston. Leslie Small-Ugo. As Janie pointed out, this is going to be her fourth run in 4 days. Skiatook, Oklahoma. Two-time NFR qualifier. Got to be faster than 15:02. Watch the barrel racer, but watch the clock. 15:02 or faster. And, oh boy, she takes the lead in the semifinal by 4/100ths of a second.
So it comes down to Idaho versus Texas. Megan McLeod-Sprague on the bubble with a 14.83. Jamie Olsen has to be 14.82. She's been 14.66 twice. Horse sticking its nose out. One more barrel to go. Come on, let's get it going with Jamie. She will stop it at a 14.77, and that puts her number 4. She will advance. Megan goes to the wild card.
What a horse race.
Can you believe it? The number 1 lady in the barrel race into the wild card. The number 1 man in the world in the tie down to the wild card. Everybody will be hot and ready to go on Saturday night. Reach in, kick them, push them, drive them. Never let your horse slow down. She's Leslie Small-Ugo, you are amazing. Making a comeback for here, Houston champion. Jordan Briggs, Summer Cosell. Ladies, we'll see you soon. It was all brought to you by S&B Engineers and Constructors.
Well, the playoffs continue at Rodeo Houston. It's now time for the semifinals and the ladies' breakaway ropey. That's brought to you by Oxy. And Jackie Crawford, this cowgirl who has won 23 world championships. I thought she had one of the more creative guitar celebrations as well. She turned it into a fiddle. Taylor Munsell, Maddie Dearman, Brady Good, Shelby Beaujolais Midget, dangerous. She proved that in the last Super Series. This is going to be a fight to the finish in the breakaway.
Taylor tossed out one of our quickest times this year at Rodeo Houston. She was 2-6. The 4-time NFR qualifier was in Super Series number 1. Won just over $4,000. She's number 11 in the world. She will set the pace from the college town of Alva, Oklahoma. Out from behind the barrier line. Calf step to the right. She takes her shot. 3.3 for Taylor. 3.3. And a beautiful loop and a smile.
All right, when you see how the bar's set, you want to be in the next 3? All right, just go ahead and be 3-2, 3 flat. Challenge her earlier time of a 2-6. This is Braylee Shepherd. Fitzhugh, Oklahoma. Oh, good job. How deep was that catch? That calf turned to the left, made it tough. They say no time.
Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw. She drew a calf that moved to the left. She had to track it. I guess it's a no time because the rope didn't pull tight in a bell collar catch. Okay. Ricky Fanning, Martin, South Dakota. 3-time NFR qualifier in the breakaway roping. Champ at Deadwood. Champ at Salt Lake City. Trying to get this calf to look straight ahead. The start is everything in the breakaway roping. There you go. Ricky Fanning stops it at 3-2. And by 1/10 of a second, she moves into the number 1 spot. Great work.
Hope, New Mexico's Maddie Dearman, number 4 in the world. Just won 5,000 from Super Series number 5. Her fastest run was a 3-3 in round 1. Coming off her first trip to the National Finals Rodeo after winning the Washington State Fair up in Puyallup. She would give us our 3rd time. She was close to the barrier, but will not go over the head of the calf. No time for the lady from the land of enchantment.
All right, pretty good. These people ride some of the best horses in the world from Abilene, Texas. I do believe this is one she calls Ringo. Pretty Good is a 2nd generation roper. Dad family. There's always plenty of calves, plenty of steers, 2 rope. 3-2 to the lead, 3-3. You can secure your position with a 3-1. Easy for me to say. There's the focus. There's your nod. We're off and going. 3 swings. Birdie. 3-3. We'll have a tie for 2nd, gentlemen.
And this is an event where we could see the tiebreakers play a major role. Because if the cattle are even, the horses are even, and the roping talent is even, then there might be a result of several ties. I mean, look at the top 3 are only 1/10 of a second apart. Now, this lady was like a walk-off home run. In the 3rd round of Super Series 5, she rode in with 2 no times, ended up recording, what was it, like a 2.7? Yeah, it was fabulous. This is a world champion, Shelby Beaujolais Midget. There you go. And that's what champions do. 3.1. And I'll bet the ranch you're going to see her on Sunday.
That calf moving off to the left, Bremer cross to the red. That's the calf. Didn't bother her a bit. They rope a lot of wild cattle where she comes from in Montana.
Well, if you look at the internal clock, too, to take one more swing and still be 3.1, that's talent. Here's one of the Waller County qualifiers, Shayla Hall of Stephenville, Texas. And the winner of Super Series 1, she has taken advantage of that qualification from Hempstead. Won 6,000. Her fastest run was 3-6 in the 3rd go of Super Series number 1. She needs to be quicker than that, unless she wants to test the wild card. Not many people do. Close to that barrier line, and she is 3.4 by 1/10 of a second. She is too long.
Wow. I love it. I mean, not for her. I was wishing she could be 3-3 or 3-2, but this competition is so close. I mean, a half second, less than a half second, separates all 5 of the ropers who have recorded a time so far. Here comes Aspen Miller, a Sam Houston State University Bobcat. She won the Fort Bend County Fair and Rodeo qualifier. She's number 2 in the world. Her horse's name is Jigsaw. Heartbreak.
Well, she was doing what we're talking about, try to ride to him and rope him. She might not have missed if she'd have waited one more stride, but I think she'd have been too long in doing so. Kendall Pearson. Kendall Pearson is from Wardlow, Alberta, 2-time a Canadian champion. The gray horse Smoke underneath her. Now, she has been here for the last 2 years. Her beautiful sister carries the American flag in the opening. Here's Kendall. That calf's running.
She needed to be 3-3, but a hard-running calf and 5-3 is going to be too long for Kendall, so she will go to the wild card.
So we are going to go to Tacey K. Webb, who has $3,000 won so far. Brady Good has only won $2,625, and that's if she holds on to this 4th place spot. So quite frankly, if this cowgirl is 3-3 or faster, she is going to the semifinals, the championship finals on Sunday. This is none other than an ICU nurse. The 2017 College National Champion all around. Sam Houston State University grad. Bearcats, there's a few of you all here. Back in Super Series 2, her fast time has been a 3.6. She needs to knock 0.3 of a second off of that. Look at that horse. All eyes, all ears.
Oh, you talk about revving.
Go get him, Casey. Oh, she had a little trouble with her slack, and that might have cost her the 1/10 of a second. Wow. She would have been 1/10 of a second quicker. Let's watch her right hand on the slack. Does she miss it? Yeah, she doesn't get it right away. And that causes that to break away 1/10 of a second too long. And, well, nobody wants to go to the wild card, but everybody's glad there is one. In the breakaway roping, the intensity is just as thick as it is in any other contest. The determination, the athleticism of the horse, the rider, the role that the calf plays, the luck of the draw. Good days are worth a smile. Bad days are worth another opportunity. There's Shelby smiling ear to ear. She should be. She's won the last 2 nods. She won yesterday in Super Series 5. She wins the first semifinal, and all of that was brought to you by Oxy.
Coming up next, oh, get your betting cards out. It's bull riding time.
See those busy men and women working the gates and setting up equipment? Let's say thank you to Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring our arena crew.
Something else you definitely need to do is visit the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance at sections 103 and 124. Take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars or get an autograph and pick up your own Rodeo Houston belt buckle.
I'm here with Taylor Munsell, who's moving on to the finals here at Rodeo Houston yet again. But Taylor, I've seen you down in sports medicine. As part of the Rodeo Houston family, what are some of the resources that have been available to you while you're here?
Oh man, the sports med here is outstanding. They have top-notch people in there, from chiropractors to physical therapists and other specialists. They're all willing and ready to work on you and jump in as soon as you get in there. There's no wait. I mean, they get us in and they get us out and they make us feel good. I've went to them before every run for the last 2 years, and obviously it's paying off.
Yeah, clearly you're feeling good. We're going to take a look at your run here. 3.3 to be moving on to the finals. You were the very first breakaway roper out. Talk us through it.
Oh man, it was nerve-wracking being first. That Kev hadn't went left, and he went left pretty hard with me. I bobbled my slack here, but my horse did a good job of finishing that run for me and letting me get it secured to Sunday.
Yeah, you were incredible. We'll see you back here at the finals here at Rodeo Houston. And thank you always to our friends at Houston Methodist for what they do for our athletes.
A great crowd right here. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You're where you're supposed to be on Wednesday night. It's the bull riding time at Rodeo Houston. And we are having fun with you. That fun comes courtesy of Rock and Roll Denim. You go back to 2024, Creek Young had all the elation after winning on a bull called Preacher. There's another talented field in semifinal number 1, as everybody wants to be where Creek was 12 months ago.
Let's meet the men who'll do the protecting of our bull riders. 3 of the greatest bullfighters ever, including the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That's Dusty Tuckness on the left of your screen. NFR bullfighter from Wyoming, Nate Justice. And the young, fearless one, the fastest man on cleats, Bo Sheets. Welcome to Rodeo Houston.
Oh, there's got to be a safe place in NRG in the bull riding. Here's the man that's in it, 10-time NFR barrel man, John Harrison.
Houston, I got one question. Who's ready to ride some bulls? Come on, you got the best seat in the house. Let's ride one.
All right, he's going to take you immediately to chute number 6 with Wasey Shala. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the number 2 man in the world standings in this milkshake. Everybody rides this bull. He's 14-9, only 36% buck off. Ride him away from your hand, Wazy Shala, ride him. Everybody gonna have something to look at now. Oh, did he come with the chops at the end of that security going into his hand?
Nothing surprises me with this guy. Nothing. I watched him go 90 in Denver back in January. He's a bareback rider and a bull rider. Bull goes away from his hand. You'd never even know that made him uncomfortable. The bull turned back into his hand and his left foot goes to work giving us money chops. This is how you're supposed to start a contest. 85 points for the 19-year-old.
Waxahachie, Texas's Maverick Potter, the number 9 man in the world, has a bull named Short Grub. This bull has only been ridden one time. 28 times this bull's been out. One time someone has made the 8-second whistle. That's a 96% buck-off ratio.
And it was back in September of 2023 that Trey Holston rode this bull in Fort Madison. Okay? So, it wasn't ridden at all in 2024. Wasn't ridden at all thus far in 2025.
But Maverick is in a good spot. This year, the champ at Fort Worth came out of Super Series number 3, gave us an 83.5. Let's see if Maverick can create another memory. Oh, the bull threw him a little head fake. The okey doke and Short Grub claims another victim.
Now he's 29-1.
All right, let's get on the scoreboard, Oregon. TJ Gray, one of the toughest guys in the world to get on the ground, has got a bull with a 71% buck-off ratio. They call this bull Theodore. He bucked off Brody Yeary in Super Series number 1 way back, about 15 performances ago. Here's your champion at Cheyenne. Second generation with his hand rolled forward. A little different. Maybe 2% of the guys will do that. Here's Theodore. Oh, it's working. It's really working. Keep your right foot set in him. TJ Gray to the whistle. Well, that bull's now, they bucked him 70 times. 21 times he's been ridden. And an 84 score to be in the number 2 spot.
Okay, we've got a rematch with Tyler Bingham. He had this bull at the National Finals rodeo and rode him for 4.5 seconds. But John, this bull is mean. He will go over to the fence and try to hook somebody on the fence, John.
Well, that is not good. We need all the kids to scoot back. All the kids scoot back. This is very dangerous. All the mother-in-laws come to the front.
Hey.
What?
I don't know why you don't get along with your mother-in-law. Mine's an angel.
I'm not going to say it. You're lucky.
Coward. Here we go. Bingham. Yeah, and the bullfighters move in. Bull goes left on the right-handed bull rider, 32-year-old Tyler. Just finished his 4th national final. Brother Tim was a great bull rider as well. So, look at Bo Sheets, look at Dusty Tuckness, Nate Justice. Everybody's in on the act.
He stepped over the top of him like he was a kid in a stroller.
Well, I can promise you Tyler was happy they were there. Jake Gardner, Fort St. John, British Columbia. The 28-year-old won the Woodstown Extreme Bulls in Cowtown, New Jersey. Chore Boy of the Cervies has been ridden the last 3 times they bucked him. They've been 80 and 82 on this bull this year in Houston. Jake, left foot comes loose, he gets out of whack.
Watch the head of the cowboy. We're always looking at the feet because we know the feet got to hold you up on that rope. But watch the face of the cowboy. Wherever you look is where you're going to land. So he was looking to the left, but then he turned around to the right. See, watch this. When he looks back here to the right and looks away from the bull, as Bob Tallman is famous for saying, you're going to hit where you spit. And he normally would want to keep that chin tucked. Here comes the rematch. He rode this bull earlier this year. This should be good, Bob.
All right, Hawk, I don't want you to spit for 9 seconds. The rematch that Boyd just mentioned, it was 78 points at San Antonio. But TJ Gray, who you met about 3 rides ago, rode this bull in Super Series number 1 for 85.5. Hawk Witt, Thermopolis, Wyoming. Rodeos primarily in the great state of Montana. Now, come on. This bull's only 71% buck-off ratio. You can ride him.
You know, this is his 4th bull in a row, too. Because he was in Super Series 5. Nope. 6.13 seconds.
Broken Dreams lives up to his name, sending Hawk Witt potentially to the wild card. As he tries to shift his weight and stay in the middle, he will hit the dirt before the 8-second requirement and a no score. So from Wyoming, we take you to Oklahoma with Fulton Rutland, and we asked him, what do you think about before you nod your head?
For the most part, I try to just pick one thing to think about, and that way I get out of my head's way and kind of let my body just take over and do the work, because you can't think that fast in 8 seconds, so just let it roll, you know what I mean?
That was well said.
Yes, it was. He looks like he's 19 years old, but he's actually 29. Prairie Circuit Finals qualifier. He won a round at San Antonio. What has he done for us here? Well, he won about 2,000 back in the Super Series with an 86.5-point ride. That'd have been Super Series 4.
This bull called Stinky Winky has only been ridden once by left-handers. See if Fulton can be the second, and he will not.
Little pirouette right there. We got 3 bull riders to go, and we need 2 more qualified rides. Who's going to step up and give them?
Jordan Spears.
I agree, 100%.
Redding, California, the Columbia River Circuit champion. And they rode this bull for 85 points already here. This bull's only got a 52% buck-off ratio. So the Midnight Flyer is rideable. Tristan Myers was the man that rode this bull for 85. You can do this. A 5-time NFR qualifier in the top 40. John, smile.
He's just coming off a win in Tucson at the Los Fiesta de los Vaqueros. Jordan Spears was the champ in Tucson. Into his hands. Stay there, Jordan. Stay there, Jordan. Yes, sir.
That looked easy.
He made it look that way, and he's going to spike the landing. Everything in the middle. Rides him in both directions. 81 points for Jordan. He is one step closer to advancing, and there is the landing.
Wow. Even the Russian judge gave him a 9.9.
I didn't know you spoke Russian.
He does.
Did they translate it for me?
He sold the judge the glasses, dark glasses. All right, TV3, Richards, Texas, 92% buck off. He'll ride 1, he'll get bucked off 1. This bull's 12-1. Trey Benton III, they call the bull Smokin' Joe. He's already had 1 victim back in the first 3 days. Super Series 1, he bucked a guy off. TB with 3 boys, I'm sure, watching in the nursery with Mom tonight. Come on, Daddy, let's get you a seat. He is number 5 in the world with 7 trips.
You know what I think's interesting? He went to the National High School Finals in the tie-down roping. Great tie down rope.
He roped fairly good for a long time. Yo! Now get your right foot set. Go, TB. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ouch. It's okay, kids. Daddy's okay. Thank you, bullfighters. That could have been a wreck.
You can never fault that guy for his try, even when he's in a jam. I mean, starts off with a great ride, but when his feet come loose, he has the presence of mind to reach down and grab the tail of his rope to get his hand free. Watch right here. As he's flying, he will grab that tail and pop his hand loose to get off. And a great job by our bullfighters.
That's what 15 years of riding bulls professionally will treat you and teach you. Now, folks, here we go with a rematch. He was 88.5 on this bull in Denver. Stetson Wright, 8-time world champion bull rider, all around and bronc buster. Oh, this guy. Janie talked about him in the opening. This man shattered his hamstring, required several surgeries. Some doctors told him he'd never ride bulls again. But since he's come back in 2024 or 2025, after sitting out 24, he's the #1 bull rider in the world. He's completely healthy, and he's #2 tonight. 84.5 points for Stetson Wright.
You just watch it fall together the way we wanted to see it happen. We've got the floor to go on with. These bulls will buck forward to the right, to the left. Some of you backed up there a minute ago. What do you do when you're out of control? Hit. What do you do when you're totally hung up out of control? Turn loose. Sooner or later, they're going to get you. Watch this. Kicked him loose. Stetson, that had to hurt. That had to hurt. There's the grit and the little grimace. We're going to hide Hawk behind John. Ladies and gentlemen, they're proud of what they do. How proud are you of what they have done? The #2 man in the world, Wacy Shala, is at the top. Stetson Wright, oh boy, TJ, I want to say thank you to Rock and Roll Denim for the Bulls.
Up next, a very special tribute to some of our favorite athletes. We want to welcome some lucky recipients of our Rodeo Acts of Kindness program. They've been moved down from the 6th level to these great seats. Thanks to Rodeo Acts of Kindness participants, 5th Third Bank.
Hey, look at here. I want you to get your phones out. Why? I want you to scan the QR code. You could be on the Raising Cane selfie cam. Now watch how it works. Watch this. They're coming. Hello. See? We got you. You didn't even know you were doing a selfie. That's a whole fam. There they go. Handsome man. Girls. There you go. You got to get them excited. There you are. Everybody's having a good time tonight. Welcome, welcome. Oh, my goodness. Everybody's on the selfie cam. Big thank you to all of you for playing with us. But a bigger thank you goes out to Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
For generations, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo has welcomed professional athletes from around the world who come to compete and take part in one of the most exciting and celebrated events of the year. But the Cowboys and Cowgirls admit they'd be nothing on their own. They fully rely on their partners. And now Oxy is honored to present the other part of the team that these athletes cherish, the part of their team that they love and fiercely protect, just like a part of their family. This is historic Rodeo Houston footage from over 3 decades ago of a legendary bucking horse named Hilda Blue. She was the Saddle Bronc Horse of the Year, runner-up in 1989, and competed for 10 years in the Rodeo Houston finals. And now Hilda Blue's 20-year-old great-great-granddaughter, Blue Bonnet, has followed in her great-grandmother's footsteps. This mother of 12 has bucked the top rodeos across the United States, including here at Rodeo Houston. These animals were born to be bucking horses. And soon enough, the youngest member of Hilda Blue's bloodline will be setting records of her own. That is Baby Blue, and she was born right here at Rodeo Houston just a few weeks ago. This is Baby Blue, the daughter of Blue Bonnet. Realize this, some horses are born to run fast. Some are meant to work with cutting precision, but these athletes were born to challenge their riders. Bucking comes natural to these broncs, and it's our responsibility and our honor to make sure they are cared for with respect and worth, because they're a part of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo family as well, and they represent both the legacy and the future of our rodeo. So what do you say, Texas? Let's give all of our human and animal athletes a big round of applause. And you know, you can see these animals up close and personal. We want to thank Oxy for presenting our Born to Buck legacy. All of these beautiful horses you can see up close at the Born to Buck exhibit right behind the junction. They have ears so they can hear. They have eyes they can see. Make sure they see and hear you at the Born to Buck exhibit.
Oh my goodness, it's fast and exciting. You're gonna love it in clean white shirts. It's the Calf Scramble.
Life on the road of a rodeo athlete can be challenging. That's why United Airlines is thrilled to reunite rodeo families and bring them along for the ride.
Randy Britton is a pickup man for the Survey Championship Rodeo Company. He's a vital part of every performance because his job is to protect the athletes and the livestock at all costs. He travels to an average of 150 rodeos across 10 states every year, which keeps him away from his wife and their young daughter. Well, Randy, United Airlines wants to make sure you and your family are united more often. You were selected by your peers because they think you deserve this, and so do we. Congratulations. You are tonight's Rodeo Reunited family, sponsored by United Airlines.
All right, we're only moments away. Y'all get ready. If you got calf scramblers in the arena tonight, you want to cheer them on. Hey, hey, it's Calf Scramble time, and it's sponsored by Transocean. Folks, tonight, we want you to keep an eye out for the first scrambler to properly catch a calf and cross the line, because that scrambler will have a chance to compete in the Super Scramble on March 23rd. Let's go to the arena floor with Janie and Andy. That would be Andy Seiler.
Guilty as charged, Bobby T. I am Andy, have been for the past 38 years, but tonight, we have 13 young men and 17 young ladies, all in 4-H and FFA, hoping to catch a calf. Janie caught up with them and found out a little bit more. Let us in, Janie.
Well, thanks, Andy. I'm Janie, and we have a really well-rounded group of kids tonight in all kinds of different events. We have volleyball players, football players, basketball players, goat tires. We even have a kid whose mom is somewhere in the stands with a giant poster of his face that she's had signed by all the Cowboys. So we have a lot of fans here. We're excited to kick it off. Let's start with Emma Thompson,
Bailey Richardson,
Macy Ellington,
Jordan Galvan,
Jevin Galvan,
Chase Sturm,
Logan Gibson,
Holden Ross,
Arlie Cackthrope,
Bella Guys,
Elisa Morgali,
Gage Tomasic,
Morgan Catrone,
Holly Herber,
Kiara Veach,
Austin Penny,
Ethan Williams,
Cole Sparkman,
Cheyenne Land,
Lindsey Petrosky,
Presley Rodriguez,
Ethan Abraham,
Michael Rodriguez,
Chloe Powell,
Victoria Rodriguez,
William Weber,
Ella Gill,
Kylie Nesselrode,
Claire Groves,
and Nolan Reyes. Give it up for our calf scramblers for the 16th time. Wow. Each and every time we welcome them down to the arena floor, there are two individuals that assist us in making sure that the calf scramble goes the way it's supposed to. First, it's our calf scramble gate opener. Please welcome the senior sales manager from mattress firm, Garrick Davis. Our calf scramble starter will be the individual that drops the hats to signify the beginning of our scramble. It is Command Sergeant Major for the United States Army National Guard, John Sampa. Love it. Garrick will swing that gate open and let the calves come up the alley created by the Calf Scramble Committee. And then it is up to Command Sergeant Major Sampa to drop that hat to signify the beginning of our 16th scramble on a night where we try to catch a calf. Who's gonna do it? It's time to find out.
Okay, and they're off. We've already got one caught right in the middle of the box. But these calves are running hard. These kids are running even harder. There's some strategy to this, but a lot of it is luck and a lot of toughness, Andy. Look at that right there. We are really tackling that calf. That's number 5. Jevin Galvin, he is the older sibling out there. He's a middle linebacker, and that just showed in the movie, just pulled on that calf.
If I hold still, maybe they won't put a halter on me. All right, you can see him still giving chase once they catch the calf. There is really only one way the halter goes on. As you see number 12 on the wrong end of it all, Gage Tomasic. Holding on tight, a great view of the halter. Again is number 5, Javon Galvan, Victoria County 4-H. Getting up close and personal, Janie.
Yeah, and I said he's the older of the siblings. His little brother Jordan Galvin's also in this set, and we have some sibling competition, but it looks like older brother is gonna be pulling through first. Let's hear for Jevin Galvin. Wow, way to make it look easy. That looks like number 28, Kylie. She plays first base in softball and plans to go to Texas A&M. Number 16, they're all kind of chasing after that calf. That calf is winning this battle right now as it runs off. But we've got another one caught. That's number 17, Ethan Williams. He shows steers. He's a running back in football. He's got this calf haltered and ease it on across that line. Another one down. Good job.
Janie, I am here with Jevin Galvan. And Jevin, how were you able to catch so quickly?
I don't know. I just ran down, tackled him, haltered him, and the calf ran back pretty good.
Now, do you have a sibling in this calf scramble as well?
Yes, sir. Jordan.
Jordan's in here. So is there going to be a little bit of bragging on the way home?
Oh, definitely.
All right, are you going to bring a steer or heifer back to the show?
A steer.
What breed?
I got a yellow steer right now.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll have to see if the other sibling makes it inside the box. Give it up for number 5, Jevin Galvan, Victoria County 4-H.
Okay, older brother Jevin's got it done. Now we're looking for Jordan Galvin, number 4, to see if he can follow suit. Number 28, she got it in there. 29, we're looking at right there, Claire Groves. She plays volleyball, also wants to go to Texas A&M, and she is taking her sweet time getting this halter on, making sure that this calf stays still. And we can have a smooth run across that line here in just a little bit. We've got the number 4, that's Jordan Galvin, the little brother right there. He's got the tail. And you know the older brother, Jevin, he's probably cheering him on, or who knows, maybe giving him some pointers somewhere around there.
No, I think he just lost the tail, Janie.
Oh, no.
We've got a little bit of a battle going for that one calf, and the halter on for number 29, Claire Groves of Sterling FFA of Baytown. As number 23, Michael Rodriguez of Sterling FFA in Baytown. Same group will make it in. That's number 29, back to Claire Groves. She's got the halter on and a very active cameraman getting her closer to the box. Come on, Houston, let's give her a little help, but she tries to make that catch official. Way to go, Urbanowski, staying on point.
Good job, 29. As the calves come rolling in, these are some tough kids, but you know, from these hard-running calf scramble kids to our rodeo athletes, Houston Methodist and Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine is standing by in case of any injuries to our competitors, and it does happen. This is a tough event. Number 7, he's got one cut, it looks like Logan Gibson. He loves working with animals. He's a rancher and wants to continue to be a rancher when he grows up. Let's hear it for this young man.
Logan from Ponder FFA. As our contestants try to round out the remainder of their catches. You know, catching a calf is just the beginning of this entire journey. Once you catch the calf, you receive a certificate to purchase a steer or a heifer to bring back to the show. And once you catch, you become part of a program that has awarded over $21 million in purchase certificates and prizes to over 24,000 students since it all began back in 1942. Raising an animal teaches them life skills such as the responsibility of caring for a living animal, financial accountability, record keeping, decision making, and communications. They keep in touch with their donors throughout this entire process. They will also develop self-confidence and practical abilities needed to show their steer or heifer in front of a judge during a fall progress show. And then when they return to present their animal at the 2026 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, look out. Jordan Galvin is back in the action. Can Jevin and Jordan, the siblings, both catch on night 16? Jordan, Houston's gonna give a little love to you. Come on, give it up for him, folks. He just needs to put that halter on, and he needs to know you're with him.
Yeah, I think Jordan's gonna get it done, and how cool would it be to go on this long journey throughout this year together with your sibling, with their steer or heifer, depending on which one they choose. That'd be really a fun year for them.
Yeah, we have enough begging during the chuck wagon race, and we don't need it here. We really need it to happen for him. That was number 15. Kiera Veitch of Rusk FFA. As the families watch to see who it will be, number 7, Logan Gibson, getting some help from his fellow 4-H and FFA exhibitors. He has been working hard to catch that calf. It's hard to believe we have already done this 15 times, our 16th calf scramble. It's starting to come together in a big way as we continue to give opportunities and change lives to the next generation of youth in the great state of Texas. As we round up all the calves and kids, I believe we are putting the halter on what should be the last calf of this scramble. Now, that is up close and personal as you get to see how the halter goes on. Got to go behind both ears. That is Chase Sturm of Victoria County 4-H. There you go. Ear goes through. Tighten it up.
How is this not right?
That's close. You got to go below the eyes.
Yeah, Andy, we've talked about it. There's really only one way to put that halter on.
And we've seen it 100 times, Janie. If it doesn't go on correctly, it'll slide right off like a dirty diaper, and you got to do it all over again. There you go. He's got it now. Houston, let's help out Chase. Victoria County 4-H And a catch on a Wednesday night. Across the white line. A little turn and a smile for the final catch for the 16th Cab Scramble, Chase Sturm. Thank you to our sponsor of the Cab Scramble, Transocean. Don't go anywhere. The most heated competition of all comes up next. It's the Chuck Wagon Racing.
It's our distinct privilege to honor America's heroes, as well as their families who support them, especially our Gold Star families who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We salute the men and women in uniform that make it possible for all of us to live with freedom and pride in our country. Tonight, the Crown Royal Military Salute is proud to honor a United States Navy Petty Officer, 3rd Class.
He joined the Navy in 2006 and medically retired in 2012. He was deployed aboard the USS Harry S. Truman. While serving, he earned numerous awards and decorations, including the 2 Flag Letters of Commendation, the National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism, and folks, he is a sharpshooter. This is United States Navy Petty Officer Jamie Wiesel. There she is. Join me in thanking her for her sacrifice to our country. Petty Officer 3rd Class Jamie Wiesel, we salute you. And again, we say thank you to Crown Royal sponsoring this salute.
Regan Smith loved his horse until he nodded. Here are the Axis sounds of the night.
I don't even golf anymore. No, just duff it. Oh, that's the worst. Stay back, get a good start. Stay back, get a good start. God, if you could only have like 10 of them at the house. Oh my God. I don't know if I'd ever leave. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever leave. Yeah. Alrighty, son. It's about our turn.
That hurt. Your Axis sounds of the night. Chuck Wagon Racing time. The first heat is brought to you by Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. Folks, the announcers have formed teams. We've been picking wagons, and right now the leaderboard is Boyd and Luis from Telemundo at 13, Andy and Janie at 10, Bob and Enrique at 7. Because Bob and Enrique have been doing so poorly, it's like the NFL draft. They get to pick the wagon before anybody else picks. So, Bob, are you picking or is Enrique?
No, I'm going to put the heat on Enrique. Where are you going, buddy?
We're going to go with Kroger tonight, Bob. We're going to win it. Here we go.
All right, they're going with Kroger. Janie and Andy, you're in second place. You get to pick next.
We're a little low on fuel. We're going to go with Chevron.
Okay, so that is going to leave us with Mustang Cat, Luis. We don't get a choice. We get what they leave us, and we just win anyway. So they got to figure 8 those barrels. 2 laps around the first horse's nose. Across the white line on the west side is the winning wagon.
Looks pretty good, Enrique. We've got a little lead right off the bat with Kroger.
Chevron moves to the inside. Mustang Cat has the lead with 1 lap to go.
Here is the money lap. It is neck and neck. Mustang Cat out in front. But look out, Chevron's catching another gear. Final 2 turns, Janie.
Chevron moves on to the inside. Kroger in the inside as well, and they're headed across that line. Here we go. Come on, Chevron. Hit a new gear. No!
Oh, my God. Kroger did not do it.
Does anybody else win here besides Boyd Louise?
No.
I don't think so.
I'm really, this is hurting me, Bob.
I got to get a new driver.
It's hurting me.
Yes.
It really is.
Tell.
You can tell?
Yeah, after 40 years, I know when it starts to hurt you.
I try to be such a humble winner.
Really?
Yes.
You are an absolute liar.
So we're getting to the point where mathematically it's going to be impossible for Enrique and Bob to play. So thank you to Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. The second heat is coming in. Baylor Medicine, Ford, and STX Beef. Bob and Enrique. Bob?
Cheat. I don't care what wagon you pick. Cheat. How do you say cheat in Spanish?
Hacer todo lo posible. Trampas, lo que sea. Bob,
I'm
what do
with
you
you.
say?
All right,
What are we
pick-
going to go with? Let's go with Ford.
You go Ford? Bob doesn't care. Bob's ready for a whiskey
I
about
almost
now.
just want to pick last.
We're
That
on
seems to
life
be the
support.
key.
We're going with Baylor Medicine.
Okay, so Ford and Baylor are gone. That's going to leave us with STX Beef. And I think we won with them last night. So,
Yes, we did.
so
Ladies and gentlemen, Texas, make some noise! Let's rock! Rodeo Houston! Damas y caballeros, un saludo especial. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for the drivers? Baylor Medicine, Miles, Ford, Renee, STX Beef, Reed. Here they come. Ahí vienen, levantando ese polvo. ¡Qué magnífico se ve! Los caballos corriendo y los hombres manejando. Texas, make some noise now!
one lap left to go. Ford has jumped to the inside. There may be hope for Bob and Enrique yet. However, Baylor Medicine's trying to make a move in the middle. STX
Vamos,
Beef, a
Ford.
move to the inside. Bob
Vamos,
and
Ford.
Enrique.
Vamos, Ford.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, we did it, Enrique. Good picking. And
it
our
wasn't even
driver
close.
is a senior citizen.
Yeah. So thank you to Baylor, Ford, and STX Beef. So I just got a question. Y'all are staying in this mathematically. There's only 8 races left. You're going to have to win 6 of them. But could you, anybody answer, where's Jamie and Andy? Because
Well, we're over here. Andy's eating peanuts, but we're
Hey,
happy for Bob. We're happy for
wait.
Bob and Enrique.
Here's the
But
thing, Bob. Here's
have
the
a
thing,
Andy
Bob.
doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He just
I
doesn't
just have
want
a
to.
question. When was the last time the two of you won a race? How many days?
All
has
I
it
know is that when we did win, it was a sweep. So we're coming up. We still have more performances left. Look out. Andy's going to regain his spirits, and we're making a comeback.
Andy
Yeah, but
looks a
here's the
little
thing.
heated. Andy looks a little heated down there.
We're
here's the
fine.
thing,
We're doing
Bob.
well. We're doing
We
well.
have to win by.
popcorn.
I have a question for you, Boyd.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to win again?
Very
Hey, wait a minute.
common.
We won here, but we have to win by half of a wagon, or else we're not going to get the call. That's the thing
no,
for
that's
us,
wrong.
Bob.
Boyd, answer the question.
Are you saying the people in the graphics room across at Energy Center are not calling the races correctly? Is that what your
Hey.
insinuation is?
I had a poll today, and there's been about 3 races that we've been controversial on the call there.
Oh,
at the end.
controversial. Okay. All right. All I know is Boyd and Luis have a 4-wagon win over Andy and Janie, and much
Bien,
bigger than that
hacemos
over
la
Bob
pausa,
and
Luis. Uno
Enrique.
para ti, para
I
mí.
can tell
Así
you
es que
this:
así cerramos
you love mutton busting, and it's not far away. So stay in your seat. It's coming up soon.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is a word from our chairman of the board, Pat Man Phillips.
The rodeo is just a great fit for me because it's just part of my DNA. We grew up learning the great values of ranching and farming. I think the great thing that the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo does is we celebrate our great, rich history of Western heritage. Very important that everyone understands the importance of agriculture in their everyday lives. The food that they receive on their table and the clothes on their back, and you don't have any of that without agriculture. And it's important that we make that connection with the public so that there's an appreciation of the people and the resources needed to make those things happen. One of the best things is seeing the kids and the students that are out there showing their projects. We need to continue to foster this educational opportunity for kids that are the next generation of farmers and ranchers and scientists and engineers that are going to help us produce the demands needed in this society. We have people coming here from all over the world that want to understand how we are able to do this each and every year. And our answer is we have 35,000 amazing, hardworking, dedicated volunteers. They are coming to the show to unite together for a common purpose, to serve their community through the mission of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And because of that, we're able to put this show on every year. We've done it for 93 years, and we want to do it for the next 100.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
It's time to vote for the hard luck moment. You be the judge as we name tonight's winner. Watch the replays and your applause will determine who had the toughest luck.
Okay, folks, for you it's like picking chuck wagon races. You get to pick the winner, but please don't hold back. Any one of them that we show you could be the worst hard luck moment of the night. These are moments that took place in previous rodeo performances, and once we show them to you, we're going to ask you to applaud. Get as loud as you can. Get to 100, please, on the DB meter, and then we'll be happy with you, okay? So let's start with our first hard luck moment. It's a tie-down roper. Oh, my. He ropes the calf, but has trouble getting up. Down goes Frazier. He tries to get back up, but the calf starts running up the rope. The horse is trying to help him, but he gets tangled up in the rope. That is Dylan Hancock of San Angelo, Texas. How loud can you get, Lone Star State, for one of your own?
Well, that's a 93, but get ready. When was the last time you had a good butt bump and throw you 10 feet in the air? Watch, play Jorgensen, and then hit again. Folks, he is a Super Series winner, but here, ouch! There went 6 vertebrae. Oh, there goes a broken neck. Would you help the kid from Dakota? Come on!
Whoa, that's awesome. 100. Now we need a 101. Folks, on this one, I can't tell you where the bull steps, but trust your eyes. I can't tell you where the bull steps, but trust your eyes. Yeah, here's a second look of where the bull steps. Oh, man. That's got to be 101 in pain. Help us, Texas. $101. Like I said, your eyes don't lie. Congratulations to J.R. Stratford.
During our last rodeo performance on Championship Sunday, we'll show you our top roughest rides. And the winner that night will be crowned this year's Hard Luck Moment.
Oh boy, here we go. It's mutton busting time. And it is brought to you by H-E-B. Here come the mutton magnets. There they are. Janie, Andy, take it away.
Thank you, Bobby T. The last competition had us speak in different languages, but we got all the schadenfreude out. We're ready.
We are excited to be here. Andy has regained his spirit. The mutton are ready. The kids are even better. We're excited.
Yes, we are. Here comes Eloise Bowers, 6 years old from Houston. Wants to be a hotel owner one day. I love it, Eloise.
I love that. And look at how fabulous she is in her pink. Look at those cowgirl boots and a great ride to kick it all off.
Next to go, Gracie Fitzpatrick, 5 years old from Houston, likes barrel racing and loves fried Oreos. Who doesn't?
Wants to be an astronaut when she grows up. What a smart young cowgirl right there and a good ride.
Nashton Roberts, 5-year-old mutton buster. He's got a fist full of wool. Let's hold on tight.
And he toughed it through that ride. He wants to be a cowboy, and this was step one, the mutton busting here at Rodeo Houston.
Will Ratliff, 6-year-old Will from Houston, loves mutton busting, eating cotton candy, and checking out the bulls at the rodeo. Go Will!
He wants to be a scientist. I say it, Andy, every night. We have such smart kids here.
What is the scientific makeup of cotton candy? Anyways, Owen Schaefer of Cypress, Texas, 5-year-old Owen wants to grow up to be a boxer. We're going to give you a puncher's chance.
One tough kid in his American flag cowboy boots. We made it almost all the way to the end of the pin. Oh, and those are tears of joy, people. We're happy to be here.
Crew Shearer of Sugar Land is a mutton buster at 5 years old. Here we go.
Oh, and wow, we're hanging on the side of that sheep. That was so much effort. Not an easy thing to get done, but he made it. Good job.
5-year-old Hannah Welker loves barrel racing and horses.
And I love her pink outfit. How cute is she? Good ride, and we're up. We're gonna wave to the fans. Oh, look at that beautiful smile.
Margaret Went, Houston native, loves chuck wagon racing and cotton candy.
Wants to be a singer when she grows up. Good job, we made it through.
Now it's Jordan Allen, 5-year-old Jordan Allen. Jordan likes riding sheep, funnel cakes, and wants to be a police officer. Go, Jordan!
Okay, Jordan, here we go. We're making a great ride. Almost all the way to the very end. That was great effort and a good job. Waving at the fans, I love that. We're happy.
Jack Terrio of Katy, Texas. This 5-year-old is very specific, likes blue cotton candy.
The blue flavor is the best flavor. Good job today in the mutton busting.
Coming off the top ropes is our next athlete, Colton Witter of Katy, Texas, wants to grow up to be a wrestler. Here is 5-year-old Colton.
Well, it's time to wrestle this sheep all the way to the end of the pin. We're hanging on. Tucked and rolled. Good job, good effort. We're up. And we're happy. Good ride.
Bridget Wise of Sprang, Texas, 6-year-old Bridget loves funnel cakes and wants to grow up to be a singer.
Favorite event is the mutton busting. This is where it all starts. Good job, cowgirl. Let's wave to the fans.
Whit Steen of Houston, Texas. Whit loves watching barrel racing and eating pizza. All right, Whit, it's your time to shine.
When Whit grows up, he wants to be a dad. I love that. What a great group of kids.
This is a good one. Ava Barretts, 6-year-old Houstonian, likes going to the carnival and wants to grow up to be a mermaid.
Me too, Ava. That's a good choice. And this sheep is getting set. Oh, we're really giving her a hard time. Kind of rear it up there. Let's get settled, get a good hold, and we're off. Oh, good job. And great pink boots again. Such fashionable kids.
Final mutton buster to go, Thomas Helfrich from London, England.
We've got some international star power happening here in the mutton busting, Andy.
That's right. Thomas wants to grow up to be an astronaut. Even across the pond, they love eating corn dogs. Okay, Thomas, welcome to USA. Come on, buddy, hold on.
Oh, and we hit the ground, and he's still up. That was a great job.
Each and every time our mutton busters come on down, they get a special couple of prizes. First, they're going to get a medal commemorating their experience along with a back number that has their name on it. That's a memory that they will never forget, being able to ride in the mutton busting on night number 16 of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. But there is always one mutton buster that rode a little bit farther and did it a little bit better, and our champion gets to have a chat with Janie.
Jordan Allen, our champion here in the mutton busting. And Jordan, real quick, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I just worked hard and I just fell.
No, you made an incredible ride. You're our champion here. What do you think about this crowd watching you win the mutton busting tonight?
I was thinking about something, and I was like sleeping.
Well, I don't blame you. You put in a lot of hard work, and because of that, you're going to get this beautiful... What was that?
I closed my eye.
Hey, you closed your eyes and you held on to that sheep, and that is why you're our champion. You're going to get this beautiful buckle presented by David Hamilton and HEB. Let's hear it for our champion, Jordan Allen and the Mutton Bustin'.
Thank you to HEB for sponsoring our Mutton Bustin'.